Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Woodford, and today I'll be talking about a historic event, and that was the speech from Martin Luther King called I Have a Dream. The exact date of the speech was August 28th, 1963. This was an important date. The early 60s was an optimistic time when anything seemed possible. It was the tail end of an age of innocence of America, but also the blossoming of the age of the Aquarius. The 60s social revolution had started, but yet not turned sour. The United States had not yet caught Beatlemania, and John F. Kennedy still had 2 months to live. Television was more powerful than ever. Suddenly, the real life of news broadcasts from Salem, Alabama seemed more immediate and exciting than the artificial dramas of the endless soaps and game shows in the 1960s. It would be easy to assume the stirring words of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech affected Americans most of all. His goading of nation to live up to the democratic principles of his founders was a sharp display of America's private grief. The wrongs he set out to make right were internal and shaming America's sins that stretched back to the early days of slavery. When he rose to speak, King was clearly aiming his remarks at his fellow Americans. But King's dignified appeal to the better nature of the countrymen had a renaissance far wider than the United States. When he addressed what he called the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation, he would advertently set off a worldwide movement for racial emancipation. Tangible evidence of the long march he set off 50 years ago can be found in the endless rows of civic facilities around the world, which includes the name Martin Luther King has appended, celebrating American civil rights leaders' universal cry for a more generous and humane world. Africans found a particular pungent message in King's plea for racial tolerance and his declaration that the life of Negro is still sadly crippled by the segregation and the chains of discrimination. Martin Luther King streets in South Africa. King's appeal to goodness in America and struggle for blacks. Liberation in South Africa led by Nelson Mandela were made of the same cloth. King's existence of nonviolence stemmed from his devotion to the ideal of civil disobedience preached by Mahatma Gandhi as means to throw off British rule in India. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech was very powerful. The way he delivered the speech and engaged his audience was breathtaking. His body movements, his gestures, and I think that as part of the speech class that we've taken, and this speech, they both go hand in hand. In speech class, we learned that your mannerisms, the way you speak, how to get your audience involved. If you watch the Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, he was the epitome of what to do when you're speaking to an audience, how to keep one engaged, how to make direct eye contact, how to get people involved and wanting to be part of the movement that he was trying so hard to put in place. And especially the African American people, that appealed to them, and they wanted to be part of the movement, and they wanted to see Dr. Martin Luther King succeed in abolishing racial guidelines. One thing I did find on the website that was a very good reference to the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech was this website, which is called teachingamericanhighstory.org, library, civil rights era, Martin Luther King Jr. On this website, it talks about his I Have a Dream speech and the way that he delivered that speech and how it affected so many Americans. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. will forever be known for his appeal to the community, to bring peace to the community, to bring justice to the community, to teach people how to live as one regardless of your racial background. And I'm going to give you guys an image of the website as well so you can visit. And there we go. Thank you.